Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I would like to show us the fastest way to cut a senator top. So the very first thing I do is to fold the material this way and also fold it this way again. So what I'm going to do now is to draw the shoulder. Then I'm going to measure 5 inches. Then I'm to measure 5 inches here as well. And I'll draw the line this way. Then I'm going to measure 2 inches from here. That's where my measurement, the measurement for the length will start. So, which is 37. Then I'm going to measure 37. Then I'm going to add 2.5 inch to it. 37, 2.5 inch. And I'm going to draw a straight line. So now we have to work with the body, which is 46. We divide it into 4, which gives us 11.5. So we mark 11.5. So we draw a line this way, straight down. Then we have to add our sewing allowance, which is 3/4 inches up to here. So now we measure 13 inches from here. So we measure 2 inches on the side here. So now we have to measure 2 inches this point, then we draw our straight line from this point to this point. So here we are having 5 inches, then we make this part 4 inches. So we draw a straight line from this point of 5 inches to 4 inches. So then we can now trim it. So this is our cutting. We can now fold this part. We'll make sure that the 1/2 inches on this end here must be at this point. So we make sure that it's on the center of this line, this way. Then we can now measure our shoulder, which is 18.5 inch. This is 18.5 inch. Then we add 1/2 inches for our joining allowance for the sleeves. Then I don't normally cut my armhole once. I have to cut it according to the size of my armhole here, after I join the shoulder together. So I would only cut it small, so I can just make this mark this way. Then I can trim it. So now this is our shoulder. Then I have to come to the neck part here. Then because our neck is 16 and a half, so which is 8 and a quarter, but I'm going to make sure I cut 7 and a half on my neck because we are still going to turn it. So with this measurement here like this is 7 and a half. So just make a curve this way, then you can mark. So if we measure it 7 and a half, is 7 and a half, then you can trim it. So this is our back. Then we take out this portion for the back. Then we come back to the front. Then we can cut our front part. So with this now, this is our front and back together with this type of design. Now we have to cut our sleeves. Now it's time to cut our sleeves. So then our sleeve is 24 inches while our armhole is 16 inches. So our folding must be like this. Then we just measure, this is our 16 inches, which is divided by 2. Then this is perfect. This is perfect for our sleeves. Then we mark where our armhole will be. Then we can measure the sleeve, which is 24 inches. These are our sleeves, which is 24 inches. So there are two things we have to consider before we cut, because our sleeves is going to be 24 and we have to put a curve on the sleeves. So we have to put a curve at the end of the sleeves, so which our curve is going to be 3 inches. So if we mark 3 inches for our curve here, then we have to consider half inches which we have to sew here, and the half inches which we have to sew this part. So this half inches which you have to sew here, we mark here. Then the half inches which you have to sew at the between the curve and the sleeves, then we put half inches as well. So this will be our sleeves. So we can now add our 3 inches here, so which will make it 24 inches after we finish the whole thing. So now this is the mouth of our sleeves here. Then we measure 4.5 inch here. Then we can mark our sleeves, which is with our armhole here will be 16 inches, which is this, and we have to add 3/4 inches to it. So on this point here, we have to draw a straight line from this end to this end. So then we now divide it into 2, which gives us 10.25. So we divide 10.25 into 2, which gives us this part here. Then we had 1 inches on this part here, which this will be our main middle. So we now divide this part into 2, which is this part here. Then we divide from this point to this point into 2, which gives us 6 inches. So this, on this part here, we have to add half inches here, and we remove half inches here. So we now draw with free hand. We draw our curve from this point to this point. Then it will pass through this point here. Then it will go and hit this part. then ends at this point. So this is our armhole here. Then we measure 6 inches this part, this portion here. Then we can draw a straight line from this point to this point. So now this is our sleeves. Now we have our sleeves, and this is the body. So now we can cut our armhole, or we can wait till we finish joining the shoulder before we cut the armhole. But let me show you how it's going to look like, or how we can cut our armhole after we join this part. As you can see here, this laps on top of this portion here with 1/2 inches, which is our sewing allowance. Then we can just place it this way and see. You can see now that we have to cut this portion out. Then so as you can see now that it's accurate from this point to the end. Now this is our armhole. Now you can stay tuned to see the outcome of this SEANTOR top. Thank you.